Hello everyone, Little Smith here. Thursday the 24th of November 2022. It's Thanksgiving in America, so happy Thanksgiving to the Yanks that watch my stuff. Let's read the Encyclopedia Dramatica page on Thanksgiving, shall we? Thanksgiving is one of the USA's most sacred holidays, right up there with the 4th of July, which I can't believe I forgot to do a reading of the 4th of July on here. It conventionally occurs on the 4th Thursday in November each year. Not only does this day mark the official beginning of the holiday shopping season, it is also one of the key elements in the country's national mythology of oppressed pioneers. The Pilgrims arrive on the savage shores of Plymouth, Massachusetts, desiring other religious freedom. After a tough year of overcoming countless adversaries, they rejoice with a festival of giving thanks to God and eating a lovely dinner with family and friends, and of course some kindly Indians. The reality is a little different. I've got a quote here. The real shame about Thanksgiving is that you will be eating all alone the same turkey and gravely hungry man dinner a week from now in your basement. And that was ED stuff. Put that there. Right, we got some like really racy pictures up here. It's a good thing I don't need to censor them because apparently they already been done. History. Every school child in the USA has been taught that the Pilgrims invited the local Indians to a major feast after surviving the first year in New England. In 1620, the English ship Mayflower landed at a place to be named Plymouth, delivering 102 right-wing Christian extremists. In today's standards, this would be a group of hardcore Christian lunatics isolated in the mountains somewhere, far from the sinful world, where the Antichrist is already running the show and the rapture was supposed to happen a few months ago. This English crew was kicked out of England not because of religious intolerance, but because these Puritans were such enticable assholes. Imagine England of a Shakespeare time. Music, cake and ale, plague and crumpets, wrenches, sex and ribbery were the order of the day, and were about all that any normal people cared about. Good times. Now you have those fucking Puritans wearing only black, walking around all gloomy since music, dancing, fapping, alcohol, non-married, lustful glances, and basically every fun thing they could think of were considered forbidden. You couldn't whistle a tune or tap your foot if you heard one. If you weren't married, you couldn't even look in the same direction as a person of the opposite sex. They would punish each other with bizarre penalties for any violations of their law. They make the Taliban look like Japanese tourists. The original native people of this stretch of shoreline has already been killed off. In 1614, a British expedition has landed there, and when they left, they took 24 Indians as slave and left smallpox behind. That's what the British do best. 3 years of this epidemic wiped out 95% of their inhabitants of the coast, destroying most villages completely. You know us English, we don't mess around, do we? Oh yes. A thrilling tale of survival. The Puritans, is that Puritans? I don't know. Built their own town of Plymouth, the nearly deserted ruins of an Indian village. They ate from abandoned cornfields. Gone feral. Only one Indian named Squanto was around the place. He had spent the last few years as a slave to the kindly English and gentle Spanish of Europe. He spoke English and taught the pilgrims how to plant corn and also how to catch fish until the first harvest. He also helped the colonists navigate a peace treaty with the few remaining people of the nearby Rumpangug tribe. Going home, I got a spit on my screen then, just wiped it off, there you go. Going home to his own town, Puritan tribe, a day's hike to the north. He had his throat cut as a punishment for stupidly helping these weird, pale-faced cultists. In celebration of their good fortune, the colony governor declared a 3-day feast of Thanksgiving after the first harvest of 1621. The pilgrims were very lucky that most of the Indians in their area have already been sent to hell. They have given thanks for this. The scheming begins. Many more religious nutcases began to arrive, taking land and enslaving Indians to help them farm it. By 1637 there were about 2,000 settlers. They pushed out from the coast and simply trampled over the natives. In the coming decades, these new settlers would form armies and go out raiding and destroying Indian villages. They would get them to fuck of. Wait a minute, what was that? Oh, just to get them to fuck out of the way, so civilization could begin. One of the settlers wrote, we have their quote: "Those that escaped the fire were slain with the sword. Some hewed to pieces, others run through with their rapers." I think it's rapers. So they were quickly dispatched, and very few escaped. It was believed we thus destroyed about 400 at this time. It was a fearful sight to see them thus frying in the fire. Horrible was the stink and scent thereof, but the victory seemed a sweet sacrifice, and we gave the prayers thereof to God, who have worked so wonderfully for us. And that was Puritan celebrating the massacre 1637. And by 1676, the colonists declared official day of public thanksgiving, saying, "There now scarce remains a name or family of the savages that were not slain, captivated or fled." By this time, the Puritans have destroyed that tribe and their other neighbouring tribes. Their chief, King Philip, fucking know what name, was beheaded. His head was stuck on a pole in Plymouth. Now, this is bound to be the Plymouth in America. I don't think it was the one in England. I'm pretty sure. Where the skull is still hung on display 150 years later. A Massachusetts law of 1695, the same year where the Puritans of Salem were burning fucking everyone to death for being witches, gave colonists permission to kill Indians at will, declaring it was lawful for any person that shall find any Indians travelling or skulking in any of the towns or roads, to kill them as they can or may, as they may or can. Incidentally, the psychotic Puritanism and prudishness of the Puritans were the reason why Amerifags are generally so fucked up in this regard, even now in comparison with other civilized countries. Oh yeah, we got the amazing scene from the Addams Family right here. I'm not going to show it because one, copyright, and two, I don't like to show pictures on this. Like, there's one coming up that's a bit over the top, so I might skip it. Honest Abe, a couple of 100 years later, President Abraham Lincoln, after just ordering the Union Army to wipe out some pesky Johnny Rebs during the Civil War, declared Thanksgiving to be a legal national holiday for the Union. That is, for years, former Confederate states refused to celebrate Thanksgiving as it was a Yankee holiday. Since that time, most of the just check my things right here. Yeah, it's recording. That's good. Yeah, that's alright. Since that time, most of the USA's original inhabitants are either fabulously wealthy, running casinos, or dirt poor. That's the thing. That's why you see a load of Indians owning casinos in America nowadays. Living in broken down trailers. Thanksgiving has morphed into somewhat of a mandatory day when as many friends and or family members as possible are forced together at someone's comfortable home to spend a whole day cooking a turkey, chit-chat about meaningless nonsense, relive personal and family traumas from years or decades ago, and to watch football games. That's essentially Christmas Day for England. Even if one seriously hates football, then when all the food is ready, everyone sits fake nicely around the table and fills their already obese faces with as much food as they possibly can shove in. Indeed, most Americans no longer call this Thanksgiving in favour of the less potentially offensive term of the term Turkey Day. I actually heard that Turkey Day a lot throughout the years. I actually quite like that term. I didn't even know that it was like a kind of replacement for Thanksgiving, but I don't know, I quite like that term. After this gluttonous orgy, and after a drunken uncle or two get into a fist fight, and the child breaks a valuable antique, and two other children fight about the Nintendo. God, that's old. Everyone puts on their size XXL sweaters and goes out for a nice Family Guy. Oh, read it as Family Guy. A nice family Thanksgiving walk around the block. It takes over an hour, as many adults has to stop and rest every 10 meters to smoke a cigarette. Returning to the house, everyone has several additional helpings of dessert, including ice cream and pie, until there is absolutely no food left in the house. Or maybe an alternative approach to a modern Thanksgiving is often chosen by people who want to receive special God points for being extra nice to those less fortunate. These do-gooders go down to their local homeless shelter or church-based soup kitchen and spend the afternoon serving Thanksgiving dinner (TM) trademark to the homeless. This meal always bears a striking resemblance to the ordinary jail food, perhaps with somewhat larger amount of imitation mashed potatoes or apple sauce. This is fine with the thongs of the unfortunate dinners. Nearly all of diners, not dinners, okay. Nearly all of whom are crackheads or meth addicts or hardcore alcoholics and can't really taste the food anyway. Afterwards, the do-gooders go to a fine restaurant where they have prearranged for an elaborate Thanksgiving meal to be prepared. They have done such a good deed this holiday season, one that will take them through the year secure in the knowledge of their virtue. And now to the shops. The next morning, the day after Turkey Day, it is known to be the biggest shopping day of the year, Black Friday. And launching of the holiday season marketing blitz. Many of the women will be seen in the shopping centres before dawn. At the shopping centres before dawn, queued up for the early opening stores, ready to max out the remaining credit cards yet again. And what are they buying? Thousands of dollars worth of toys and gadgets and electronics and other expensive shit to help bolster the US economy and to maintain the illusion that gives their lives meaning. And that's the story of Thanksgiving. So the typical Thanksgiving meal, we're gonna breeze past that because there's a little bit of a thing that we're not gonna do. So 2008, Macy's Rickroll 1. Macy actually does something cool and brings Rick Astley to the party. Epic win. Again, videos. I'm not showing any videos. Galleries of plump goodness. Yeah, pictures, blah blah blah. I'm gonna put this link in the description, by the way. So yeah, got another Addams Family video right there. See also Massachusetts Easter Turkey Native Americans. Sean Woodley, Black Friday stuffed a charming tale for the Thanksgiving season from a master of the written word. External links: the first Thanksgiving, the turkey, adorable online Thanksgiving games, Thanksgiving and the Rapture, Thanksgiving is rational and moral. Thanksgiving is part of a series on life. Go live one. And we have everything done for this video. So, to be fair, there's things in that which I didn't even know. I'm not quite sure how true it is, but interesting read, to say the least. I'm going to be keeping a link in the description. Black Friday is not going to get a reading because I've already got a video I'm going to be making for tomorrow, the Resident Evil video, the last one. But on Saturday will be a quickie reading, and Sunday will be a weekly recap. So I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.